Hey everyone, early September, and we'll do a quick tour of the potager or the kitchen garden area. Let you see how that's looking. Some nice colour still there. I have stripped out some of the summer colour that's just going over, you can see it. Some of those will be potted on, some of them will just be thrown out. It's always tempting to try keep the flowers over winter, or some of them anyway, and they just don't last. So you can see it's been a good year. If you've watched some of the previous videos, it really has been for flowers and colour. There's still some marigolds and borage, and of course some dahlias. Crops wise, you can see these lovely grapes. It's been a great year for them. Of course the birds are getting in at them, that's why, hence the netting. But there's plenty there. There's more than enough for both myself and the birds. And of course rhubarb is growing strong. It's really come back well after such a dry summer. This is the loganberry. I've trained all the fresh canes up on this side, so they'll produce the fruit for next year. These are the old canes here from last year, so they were trained that side. So I'm going to remove them, so it'll be one-sided, but it means it's easy to get in at the fruit. But I've those canes going this way, it meant that these canes are very exposed and very easy to get fruit from. There's the currant bushes, again all done, and you can see raspberry runners, for want of a better word, going wild. But I do want to transplant some of the stronger ones in those. Transplant. There's some of the onions that went to seed with the weather that's in it, and really you can still use some of the fleshy part around the outside. The core of it will be quite wooden. Definitely prefer them not to have gone to seed, obviously. And compost bin, you can see that is fairly full, and it's going to get fuller. There's my winter potatoes. So they were set in the middle of July, and really you're looking, to get to 13 weeks of growth. So they're in about week 6 or 7, and this is the easy part. It's a little bit later on when the night temperatures drop, or even if blight shows its head, that we'd be in trouble. There's some more of the summer flowers. I've moved further down the garden, and of course tomatoes, delighted with them. Some lovely varieties there. And some of the peppers have done very well. Actually, you can see, sorry, can you see that? No, they're the sweet peppers, and have reddened very nicely. And slugs have gotten into some of them, but some of them are actually not bad at all. And of course, seed saving for next year. So you have some parsley, there's some onion seeds, and of course some of the poppy seeds as well. This is where I had the onions from seed, so I basically just covered it over to keep it clean. I had left it, there was weeds growing. I was thinking, oh, I need to do something about it. And of course weeds love bare soil, so if you have some sheets of plastic like that, or even some carpet, it's always a good idea. Some of the autumn raspberries. See, weeds. This is where I had the garlic growing, and you can see some of the potatoes from last year have regrown. So I've left them just to see what will happen. They're a variety called Satanta, so it'll be very interesting to see what comes up for them, but they certainly have thrived. And they are a blight resistant variety, so there's been no, you know, they haven't suffered. First of all, we haven't had blight weather, and second of all, yeah, they've looked very well. And on this side, this is where I planted this year's crop of potatoes. They're pink fir apples that are growing there. They are what variety are they? Anyway, I'm sure I have it written down somewhere. There might be Sharp O'Meara. And where there was other stuff growing, again, just have left it tidy with beds covered with sacking. Some more plants. I'm growing for seed, that's celery seed. So I'll collect them. So that's the potager. Just strawberries. I cut them back when they were finished. And you can see they've sprouted back up again, lovely lush foliage. And some strawberry runners there. So that's giving you a quick look at what's going and growing on. Still cleaning and tidying. And of course grass has started to grow. So back cutting grass out there. And enjoying an apple or two. Anyway, as always, lovely to share what's going on in the garden. Thank you very much for all your support and comments and so on and so forth. And yeah, September potager or kitchen garden. There you go. All the best. Bye bye.